Welcome to Do the Talk podcast. This is your real estate podcast where we teach regular people like you how to invest in real estate. My name is Ibrahim. I'm your host today, and my co-host is Ahmed Lawal. And we want to make sure real estate investment is seamless for you as much as possible. Ahmed, how are you doing today?
I'm doing great, and thanks for asking, Ibrahim. It's a chilly morning, but yeah, we always showed up and make sure we come here and, explain our experience, our knowledge, and all that to you guys. And if you are watching, we really appreciate you are here. However, we want you to please like, subscribe, and share this video so that we can reach more people. Yeah. And we can, the more people we reach, the more people this video can help. Now, today's topic is about how the upcoming election, November is a few days out, how the upcoming election is going to impact real estate. We have two front-runner candidates, which is Trump and Kamala Harris. Yes. So how their policy regarding business, economy, inflation is going to positively and negatively impact real estate. That is what we're going to be talking about today. Yeah. Ibrahim, so let's start with Kamala Harris. I know you've been following her for a minute all that, and Trump and all that. What do you think Kamala Harris is bringing on the table, and with regards to how they can affect real estate investment?
Thank you for that. I like the fact that we want to start with Kamala Harris because Trump has been the president for 4 years, but Kamala was in presidency, but she was she's still the vice president. So technically the role is a little different. So I think each of their plan has meaningful and valuable, it's going to have positive and negative impact on everyone. So let me go straight to what Kamala Harris, what she has proposed to do on real estate. Both it's gonna really impact both the investment side and the primary residence side. People that want to live there just to stay in their house. Okay, so the first thing she's proposing is every first-time home buyer should be able to get $25,000. It's gonna be, like a loan. That's how they are proposing. It's going to be like a loan, but it's for the first-time home buyer. Now, there's a catch. The catch is you have to be paying your rent for 2 years. So it's like they might be requiring all applicants to show their rent record, because for you to get that money based on what they are proposing, you have to be paying your rent for at least 48 months, which is 2 years. And if you have that kind of straight record of you are paying your rent on time for 48 months, which is 2 years, you might be able to get this $25,000. And it is for the first-time home buyers. Okay. Another thing she's proposing is that you get $10,000 tax credit for the first-time home buyer. So whoever qualifies to get the $25,000 might still be able to get the $10,000 tax credit at the end of the year, while filing their taxes with IRS. That way they can build generational wealth. Is there a cap to this? It looks like there might be a cap, because what they are proposing is that for now it's about someone who wants to buy a house of $400,000 or less will be able to get the $25,000. Would they change it? Yes, they might amend that, because this still has to go to the Congress. It has to go to the House. And they might make some amendment but right now, what they have in plan, what they are proposing is that you get $25,000 for first-time home buyer. They have not really specify how that money is going to look like. But if we go with record, we go with data, we go with history, such a money, it's usually in form of a loan. There's going to be a string a little bit attached to it where they might tell you you cannot sell the house within so years. Or if you sell the house, you might pay so amount of money back. Because if they don't put some restriction or condition, some folks might take advantage of that, and they don't want such to happen. They really want it to be for the first-time home buyers. Now, Ahmed, and one more thing, sorry. They want to increase the innovation fund. Currently, Biden has it for $20 billion. That is the kind of money where the local government and the, contractors that are registered locally, they create more housing and try to help with the housing supplies. So now Kamala Harris wants to increase it to 40 billion. That way, that will incentivize builders to build more affordable homes for the first-time home buyers. The target here is really for first-time home buyers because they want everyone to be able to achieve their American dream of being a homeowner and to reduce the housing supply issue. Ahmed, so we know there's a shortage of housing. Now, let's look at the aspect of them trying to build, at least they are proposing like 3 million houses. Though there's no date attached to that, because of course we know they cannot build that in a day. So if they build out a lot of houses like that, 3 million, building something affordable for people, I'm sure there's going to be benefit to that. And also there might be a con attached to that as well. What do you think about this Kamala plan?
So, in my opinion, it's a good plan that will entice a lot of people to home ownership, which it breaches the wealthy and the middle class.
That's
and
a good one.
The low earner. However, just like you just mentioned, we both know that right now we have huge shortage of housing in America.
Yes.
And with that said, in that plan, in those two plans, what I think is the first one is most likely will be the first one to pass, which is the 25,000, the 10,000 tax credit. That is going to give the first-time home buyer a lot of money to spend. Now, two disadvantages to that, in my opinion. So if that pass, with the shortage of housing that we have right now, even if they are going to build more housing, it's just going to cause so much inflation, price spike. And with too much money to spend, it's only going to benefit 1%, the people that are investing right now. Because now if there's a higher demand, if you are investing right now, then what will happen is your house will skyrocket.
Build more equity.
You will have more equity. So it can be an advantage for the people that are investing currently, that are acquiring more property right now. But for those that are getting that money without enough, you are going to create a market where everything will be pricey and expensive because a lot of people now have money to spend. So that is the data see to it. But the advantage is don't let us look at that and leave the advantage. The advantage is still going to be she's trying to encourage more people into home ownership. So it depends on the side of the aisle you are in, But I think this comes back to what we have been saying on this podcast. Like they don't buy real estate. Buy real estate and then wait, because you never know what opportunity like this will come when this opportunity like this will come up and open. So those are good policy in my opinion, and I don't. It's just this.
It's not perfect.
The supply bit, and we don't live in a perfect world also.
Definitely.
So if you're looking for a perfect world, it just doesn't exist. So that's my opinion on the. Another thing is, I think Kamala is also saying that she is trying to push more, high income earner to pay more taxes. Like someone like me right now, I pay about 40%. She is pushing to push that to like 44%.
I see.
The advantage of that is, now government is gonna be able to cover all their budget. They won't be having budget deficits. What I mean by budget deficit is when government say we will need 3 trillion to build something for this entire year, or 3 trillion in our budget for this year, and the money they are earning from taxes and all other stream of income for them is not enough to cover that 3 trillion. So they are having deficits, and they are having to print more money, which is putting strain on everybody and on economy and everything like that. So pushing on that, for people like me, do I want to pay more taxes? Hell no, I don't want to pay any taxes, right? So that's the truth. But on a bigger scale is that we're now going to have enough money cover our budget, and we won't have more money and getting in debt and all that. If we have excess now, we can pay off our paying off the debts that we have. So that's the second policy that I think she is proposing. That you can look at it on both sides. But Ibrahim, what do you think about this policy?
So which one in particular, the tax?
The tax
or
one.
Okay. So about the tax one, it's kind of tricky because I don't want my tax to just go up dramatically. But when we also look at it, they are not really taxing your gross, they are taxing your profit.
Okay.
Okay. So let's say, you make $300,000, $400,000. Okay. Mainly they want to start increasing from 400 though. That's what they are proposing. From 400,000, they want to increase the tax revenue. It means when you make 400,000 gross, the profit that you make after you have reported, okay, I bought this, bought that, this how the what it cost me to run my business. If you declare a profit of 50,000, now whatever they increase that tax to, that bracket to, the reason why I don't see too much of a problem with that is because they are not taxing my gross. They can only tax my profit. And that will not necessarily it will affect what you keep as a profit. However, I feel like the benefit outweigh the risk because there are these billionaires that their profit is just unbelievable. And when you are taxing the profit, you just make them pay the fair share. Though for the middle class, I don't mean the low middle class, I mean the middle class, it takes away what you keep in your pocket, of course. But when you look at the overall, it's just so very unfair when the big boys, for example, look at Buffett. He was saying his secretary paid less than he did last year or last 2 years, or less than he has been doing, just because he didn't do anything wrong. He was just going through the loopholes. So Kamala Harris and Tim Walz, they are trying to find a way to block those loopholes, and so that the billionaire can pay their fair share. Because when they pay their fair share, trust me, we're gonna have a lot of revenue to cover the deficit. Because these big companies, you can think about all of them, all these big companies, Amazon, Walmart, all of them. If they are paying their fair share, it's gonna be a lot of money. The reason why I don't see it as a bad idea, it's not perfect, because they might have to do some amendment where an income bracket that is still within the middle class, because middle class, we have to pay a little less than the higher class, like top class, because middle class builds the country. You don't want to put too much pressure on middle class. Okay. At the same time, the economy will not be good when you have debt. When your debt gets so huge, where even the country will lose its respect, the currency will lose its value. So now, whatever you have as a dollar, what you can buy, it's just gonna keep depreciating because you have too many debt. So your currency will has less value in the eye of the world. So for America to fix that problem, that's why American dollar is not the best in the world, even though America has the #1 military in the world, but their currency is not #1. Part of the problem is because America has too many debt. If America can go back to where little or no debt, trust me, there's a high chance the dollar will rise. So that's part of it, the positive side of it. Anyway, my own opinion, it's not perfect. However, the wealthy need to pay their fair share.
Absolutely. I think I agree with that. So moving on, just to be able to hit on Trump policy, Trump is looking, because we just talked about Kamala Harris, right?
Yes.
Trump is looking to increase taxes on importation.
Yes.
His goal is to encourage products that have been made in America to come into the market and people consuming it instead of bringing things from the outside. Okay, yes. Why that is going to grow our economy within, we all know that the amount of goods that we imported as of today is very, very huge, especially from China. Yeah. Doing that I already mentioned the benefits, which is it's going to, grow the businesses
The
in
local.
here, local businesses. However, the people that are going to be suffering that is the consumer.
Yes.
So the prices going up is going to bite, come down to consumer paying more.
Yes.
So
100%.
what do you think about that?
Yes, I think that's a plan that will put a lot of pressure on the middle class and the lower class. Of course, the billionaire won't face it too much because Trump plan, it will work better for the billionaires because the rich will get richer and the poor will
Why
face
say
even
that?
more. I'll tell you, because when they ban or put a lot of tariff on other products from outside of the country, what happens is the local producers will now have to produce more locally, which is good for everyone. But what we need to consider is the top dogs will now have more power to monopolize. For example, before, and that's my personal opinion, I want to give my personal, before, Tesla was so dominant. But when China is coming in, Tesla realized that, oh, I have a big competition. In my opinion, if Trump wins, and Tesla is which is Elon is getting close to Trump just because it's gonna if Trump put a lot of tariff on China products, they won't be able to bring a lot of product here because it'll be too expensive. Then Elon will go back to dominating the American automobile,
Okay.
electric one, the renewable energy ones, not the regular ones. But if there's competition where it's a free market, everybody bring their product. Tesla is not perfect. It blows up sometimes. So we want a market where everyone is competing.
How about the homegrown company
Oh, yeah.
growing up?
What the government need to do, there's no policy that is perfect. We mentioned that from the beginning. What the government need to do is to incentivize those homegrown ones where the one coming from China, for example, let's say a product that is the same material, the same everything, you are bringing it from China and you are getting too many profit from it. They can put a little tariff on that to balance it out. That way you don't sell it in a careless or reckless way because you want to kill the local business. However, you cannot just slap tariff on anything like, okay, 200%, 100% in a reckless way because it's going to drive that cost so high and consumer will pay because, by the way, China government is not the one paying.
Yeah.
It's the company that are bringing those products that will pay the taxes.
Yeah.
And when they pay that taxes, they're going to act the price.
Yeah.
So when you look at it deeply, it has its own negative impact, bigger than the benefit. Because when we say, okay, local wants to grow, this, that, okay, local can grow if the government kind of regulates it in a good way where the one that is coming from outside country is regulated, but not tariff. Because tariff is like you are putting a tax on the product.
So the way I see it is local company to grow is not a bad idea.
It's not a bad idea.
It's actually going to create more jobs, which
Yes.
we witnessed during the last Trump presidency.
Mm-hmm.
So creating a lot of job and building, it's going to build the economy. So I don't see it as if it's going to be monopolizing but this is how a lot of building supplies is going to go up. Like you said, local company needs to produce more,
Yeah.
and which means they will need to hire more, which
Yes.
means there will be more money for everybody.
Yes.
So I think it's just
It's gonna balance it out. You need to be in the middle because here's the thing: if you right now we have the lowest unemployment. The reason why everybody is not feeling it is because the truth is there's price gouging going on. Believe it or not, Kroger CEO came out and said, "Yeah, we're looking at prices and gouging. For example, something they are selling before because of gas, diesel, for $5 because of COVID inflation and labor and everything. Now they are able to finish the product less than $5, but they are still selling that same price because now they have more staff. Now they have less gas, less diesel, cost of diesel, less price of lumber, less price of, a lot of things is less for them now, but they still keep that price because now because they want profit. Companies, they just don't cut price like that. They look at, okay, if I cut it, will Maya cut it? Will CVS cut it? Will this cut it? We are here. We are the masses. We are here. But those people, believe it or not, they meet. Those CEOs, they talk. They regulate these prices. Now, Kamala is trying to reduce price gouging because there's this bill that what is this bill? Inflation Reduction Act, and it reduced inflation in a very dramatic way from maybe 9 point something. Now it came down to like 3 point something. Like, it was just so impressive. All they do is tell these people to, you cannot just hike everything up. They incentivize a lot of build more products. So government, there's no way. No being. Everybody want profit. Everybody wants, and sometimes the greedy nature of CEOs and companies affect the citizens. So my opinion is that government should not all the way regulate everything. However, they need to make sure people are not getting suffocated. That's my opinion.
If they don't regulate, people will get suffocated.
Yes, if they don't. So
you just said they don't need to regulate.
They need. No, I want them to like they shouldn't really like be in between, to make sure everyone is doing their fair share and not getting suffocated. So they need to regulate it in a moderate way, not suffocating while they are trying to help, also suffocating people. No, you know what I mean? Like, they should do it in a mild and conscious and a deliberate way that will yield results. But if they let everybody do what you want to do, it always, because we have a lot of people out there that everybody just want myself. That's human nature. Yeah. And that's the reason there's a government, because some people don't have that voice. They don't have that ability. They don't have that way of, so in as much I want my company to, have this, have that, grow and this and that, I believe it's not a bad idea that you don't I'm trying to use the right word here. You don't use greed to suffocate on a growth. That's I mean fairness.
Well, we run out of time already. We just have to go now.
Yeah.
Those are the policy that I think it's going to affect common people and your investment capability. Ibrahim, if people want to reach out to you, how can they do that?
Yes, you can go to ibrealtor.us, 317-728-0213. That's my phone number. Call me anytime, anything concerning real estate.
Absolutely.
Ahmed, how can they reach out to you?
Yeah, you can go to azioproperty.com, HAZIOPM.com, and you can always reach out to us. Our phone number is there, and you can reach us on any social media, Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, aziopm.com. Until next week, see you. Peace.
Peace out.